What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Mickey J. Shanks, the long-haired loudmouth, and welcome back to the Sinking City. Now, where we last left off, Detective Charles Reed is now on a manhunt. His target is Professor Cavendish, the first and prime suspect in the poisoning of the fish supply that the EOD appear to have been distributing out. Now, this is one rather interesting and fairly solid thread on this apparent diorama as to who kidnapped Professor Harriet Doe and took the key seal. So who'd want to poison a bunch of fish given out by a charitable but if dangerous extremist organisation? Number of theories stand, but if we can track down Professor Cavendish, we can at least get somewhere with this. So I now have a suspect. I just need to find his location. He's somewhere in Advent, so best thing to do is at City Hall. Try the library and start from there. Actually, no. It's not for the moment. He lives somewhere in Advent, so I'll pop you back there. See where we can go from there. Now, let's we'll fast travel a little bit to get back to Advent. This entire city is full of really well-guarded secrets. I know only half of them seem to have something to do with the hallucinations that Charles Reed and most of the residents are suffering from at the moment. So hopefully we might be able to unravel things a bit further. So on to Advent we go. Right. Let us see. And try the library, see if he's in there to begin with. Because where's the one place a university professor would go besides his own laboratory? A library. Let's see if our dear library clerk knows if she's seen him. That would be a no. Oh well. We check the archives, see if he is anywhere about. History, local, restricted section. May not find anything here. Probably gonna have to hunt around Advent to see if I can find Professor George Cavendish. So there's got to be a couple of other places in Advent. Dr. Cavendish does not like the EOD one bit, which obviously makes him a prime suspect for poisoning their food supply. So it wasn't really specific enough. This may take some searching. So have a look down West Advent to begin with. Feel the gentle touch of tentacles. No, thank you. If I wanted octopus, I'd rather eat it as a rare delicacy rather than feel it. Or feel it in a controlled environment, in a conservation area. There's got to be a couple of clues kicking around somewhere. It may happen on this by chance if I'm unlucky. Let's see. Problem is, in Advent there's so many doors and front lawns that it's very difficult to figure out whereabouts he might have taken up residence. What are they fighting for? Don't. No point in beating up someone for no reason. Okay, Cavendish is obviously somewhere in this area. We just need to find where. And avoid the flesh-eating eels at the same time. University Street. Now, one would probably think this might not be that simple, but anything's possible with this game. I'm on the edge of Advent. I might just check City Hall to see if they have any record of previous occupants. And to do that, I'll have to backtrack a little bit. Keep going this way and then head left. Well, there's City Hall, so it's a pretty good start. See if I can get into City Hall. Well, there's a lot of birds and a lot of closed doors, so... Aha! There's a start.
Yes, yes, I haven't got all day. What do you want?
Just wanted to say hi. I'm new in town.
Oh, how nice for you. If you need to look anything up in our archives, get in line like everybody else.
Get in line? I'm the only one here. Huh. I guess that means I'm first then. So, I can just go look up what I need.
Don't sass me, young man. Next time there could be a line here, and you'll get no special treatment.
Didn't particularly want one. But hey ho. So, let's see if there's anything in City Hall that's useful. Registry. Citizen records. District Advent. Citizens. George Cavendish. Place of Advent Central, St Michael's Road, between Carpenter Street and Constitution Street, flat 2. He's divorced. Oh, somebody's had a hard life. Never mind. So, we now have a heading. St Michael's Road, Carpenter Street and Constitution Street. So that would put it about here. At least City Hall has some good information. I have a feeling I'll be returning here at some point. But for now, I think that's a good lead. So take a left out here and I'll be straight down. Oh no, hang on. There we go. That's the way to go. Some of the buildings in Advent are quite clean by comparison to the rest of the city. Wow. Did not notice that before. Very interesting statue. Oh well. Now, St Michael's Road. We're getting somewhere. So, need to find out why Cavendish tried to poison the EOD's supply. Voltov's Constitution Street. Not far out, so he's here somewhere. It should be noted that there are other costumes that Charles Reed can get from the Devil's Reef Hotel. I just prefer this one because it looks the most stylish. So, here we go. Better arm myself for this one. The apartment of George Cavendish. Second floor. A baby crib. If you want it, take it, it's free. Well, consider yourself about to be arrested, Professor Cavendish. Bastard cleared out in a hurry. I did have my suspicions that I wouldn't find him here. The Professor's fact list. Westbrook usually has his lunch about 2:30. Gets some soap. Anna always stays at the fish market. She shouldn't learn about me. New hauls of fish arrive every 2 days. An ounce per box will be enough. The guard spends most of his time on the second floor during the night. Think about a way to divert suspicions from Westerbrook. Don't want him to come to any harm. Don't forget about the return to the flask storage. Think about Plan B. Plan B. So, one would assume that he's already enacted Plan B. Clearly he's not here. Just have to make sure there's no wild beasts kicking around either. Actually, before I go any further, I should probably heal myself up. Okay. Well now. What is this? Okay. An empty picture frame.
I loved you. I always loved you.
Wow. Dr. Cavendish's family troubles seem to be more prevalent than I thought. So whatever foolish crusade he's been on, we certainly have a motive and a reasoning. Let's see what else he's got.
Judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. Why keep it around?
Broken bottles means Cavendish was possibly drunk, or a drunk, due to the breakdown of his marriage.
Judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. Why keep it around?
Sentimental value, I suspect. Well, I need to probe further. It's closed.
A lot of fancy dresses locked away in a dark corner for a long time. I'm starting to smell some deep family trauma here.
Yes. You're not the only one, Charles. Possibly the loss of a child. Newspaper issue, February. Disturbance in the shells as fighting breaks out between locals and Innsmouthers. The cause of the conflict appeared to be the disappearance of several women, with the locals accusing a group of Innsmouthers of the crime. The Oakmont police continue to investigate the vanishings, but as yet the case remains unsolved. One source from the shells reports that traces of fish scales and seaweed were found at multiple victims' homes, which seem to have precipitated the fight.
Miss Cavendish gal did an impressive investigation. And the EOD's in the center of all of it.
Yeah. Body count rises as vanishing continues across Oakmont. Locals are in a panic, with most of the reported disappearances in the Shells, Salvation Harbor, Grimhaven Bay. Suggest a link between the disappearances and the EOD. Most of the victims seem to have either joined this group or been a recipient of their arms. Okay, so the EOD are very suspicious.
Impressive investigation, and the EOD's in the center of all of it.
Let's have a look at why Cavendish would look to poison his...
George, I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine! Mine!
You will never understand our cause! My child is blessed by the sea! I'm leaving you, George!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
So, Anna used to be married to George Cavendish.
George, I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine! Mine!
You will never understand our cause! My child is blessed by the sea! I'm leaving you, George!
George Cavendish, and a wife named Anna. She had a baby. It was not his, but blessed by the sea and claimed by the EOD. This caused their split.
Now's not a good time to have a hallucination, Charles. You're onto something here. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, great. Another hallucination where he's upside down in his own hotel. That's not normal.
What are you doing here?
George Cavendish.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Right now, you look like someone who's breaking into my house. A burglar. Explain yourself.
No, Cavendish. Time for you to do some explaining. Care to tell me why you poisoned the fish at the EOD warehouse? And you better not lie to me. Oh, sorry. Is this making you angry? Yeah, two can play at that game, and believe me, I've got plenty of anger for the both of us.
How dare you?
I'm only going to ask politely once. Then my gun will do the talking.
Fine. Yes, it was me. But I had a good reason to do it. It all comes back to Anna.
Oh, this should be fun. What's your good reason for poisoning innocent people? You know the EOD are feeding the hungry, don't you?
No, that's exactly the problem. They're not doing it out of charity. They do it to spread their influence and recruit new members. Some of those initiates, as they call them, vanish without a trace. And not just them, they kidnap ordinary folks too.
And poisoning the fish would prevent this. How?
You see, not everyone in the sea believes in the EOD yet. They have opposition among the citizens, both rich and poor. A rumor of the EOD's fish being poisonous and several incidents would be enough to undermine the EOD by sparking fear and mistrust.
What's Anna got to do with all this?
As you might have already gleaned, she was my wife.
Yeah, it all starts to come together now.
The EOD robbed me of her. It all started with the free fish. We were all short on food at the time, and then they hooked her with their nonsense about the benevolent sea and greater good. I looked past it for some time, but then
She became pregnant.
yes. At first, I was over the moon. But then one day she came to me with a snake and told me that the child was not mine. She said it was blessed by the sea, that it was demanded by the EOD. Doom take them! I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't.
There must be another way to deal with the EOD. If their crimes are that obvious, why don't you just go to the police?
They're resourceful, those sons of hagfish. They maintain a squeaky clean image in K. They're good at it. I tried going to the police. They were no help at all. And I'm not suicidal enough to make it public and take them to court.
What did she mean? Blessed by the sea.
What do you think is the cause of Innsmouth syndrome in people?
Living in Innsmouth?
That K-forsaken place has nothing to do with it. It comes from breeding with monsters. These sea creatures they call deep ones. They take our women and they spoil them with their seed. Then they give birth to degenerate fish-faced offspring.
Where did you learn all this? This information about the EOD?
After Anna left, I had nothing. But I did have a lot of time to research Innsmouthers, the EOD, and the story behind them. It is an old and powerful organization. They appeared back in the mid-19th century in Innsmouth, and the first people with the Innsmouth syndrome started showing up around that same time.
Perhaps not coincidentally.
No, of course not. And the EOD is immensely rich. The sudden rise to power of the Blackwood family happened right after they joined them.
So what's your next move?
I was interrupted and couldn't finish my task. The EOD received a fresh haul of fish, but now they're on alert and raised their guard. I understand I'm in no position to ask. But after reviewing all the facts I've presented to you, Mr. Reed, would you agree to help me?
Keep talking. But what is it you want from me?
Poison the rest of the fish. It's spreading, but it's not enough. The EOD trusts you enough to deal with me, so it should be simple for you. My agent inside the EOD reports that they just received a fresh haul. That's your target.
Your agent inside the EOD. Is he fairly high up the ranks?
I see where this is going. You need something from the EOD too.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a certain person who may be held by them.
My agent can arrange that. If someone is being held by the EOD, he'll know it. It's a win-win situation.
All right. Look, I'm gonna need to think about this.
Of course. But don't be too long. I'm going to need an answer before I let you go. I hope you can understand why.
Right, let's try and piece this puzzle together before we make any rash decisions. Okay. So George Cavendish sabotaged the EOD, undermined the charitable operations. See, maybe suspected crimes. Anna Cavendish is a zealous servant to the EOD and she'll follow any instruction without hesitation. Okay. So George Cavendish became desperate after EOD robbed him of his wife. He was determined to save others from the same fate. Difficult choice to make, this one, because on the one hand you understand why George Cavendish poisoned the fish, but at the same time you can't really condone his actions. But the disappearances made by the EOD is very suspicious, so I will. It's not that he won't hesitate, because he obviously cares about other people's reputation, including his own. But he got robbed of his wife, so that's a definite. This one, see if she's an honest benefactor. So that's going to need some more follow-ups.
The door won't budge.
The EOD suspected crimes.
So, have you made up your mind?
I've thought about your proposition. The methods stink, and your plan stinks. Still, the EOD is a threat. I'm gonna help them anyway.
You're doing a great favor for the city, Mr. Reed. Never doubt that.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. Remind me what it is I have to do.
You need to poison the fresh hollow fish at the EOD storage. It's heavily guarded, but you'll figure out something, I've no doubt. I'll be back later. I need to see my agent. Find me after you're done. Here's the address and some rice. Be very careful with it.
Yeah, will do. I'm not quite ready to die yet.
So, I have an option. I can report George. I need to get Anna's side of the story before I can make good on my promises. So, and question Anna further. Nothing about this makes sense. George Cavendish clearly wants the EOD to suffer because it led to the breakup of his marriage. Anna Cavendish would undoubtedly want George to suffer because he's her ex-husband. This is a difficult decision to make. I need to question Anna further about this one, because if she knows anything about it, I need to root out her intentions before I can think about trying to poison anybody. And I don't particularly want to poison any innocent citizens if I want. That's not why I'm here. So, head down the shelves and turn off at the fish market. Going to be a very interesting couple of motions. So yeah, definitely need to go back to see Anna. To that end, I've taken a wrong turn. Apparently I don't have any navigational skill anymore. Oh well. Apologies if I keep skipping back and forth, folks. It's just sometimes I need to keep looking at maps, because unlike games like Grand Theft Auto, for example, or Red Dead Redemption 2, there's not a mini-map you can put on this one to navigate the city. Although the apparent structures in the sky appear to be more disturbing than ever. I don't know why they called this place the Shells anyway, it's a bit peculiar. But we'll cross that bridge later on when we get to it. So now I need to head back to Anna Cavendish and find out what the EOD's intentions are. Because if they know about the disappearances, then we'll know if George is being bitter. I really hate picking a side in a conflict. It's not nice. It's not a moral decision anybody should really have to suffer through. But it does happen, unfortunately. So it's best to get more evidence before I can make a decision on it. So back to Anna we trot and find out what she knows. Because if she knows something, it would be much better to hear it straight from her mouth.
Fresh fish? Take as much as you need. It won't cost you a penny.
Hey, Anna.
I found your poison.
See, bless you, Charlie. Oh, thank goodness. Who is it?
Well, that's the peculiar part. It's your ex-husband, George Cavendish.
Oh. So that son of a rotten shark finally decided to show up. We'll find him. Then I'll have a word with him in person. Still, it's strange. I never thought he'd have the guts to do something like this. He was always a pushover.
You're taking this remarkably well for a woman who just found out her ex-husband is a poisoner.
He's nobody to me. The EOD is my family now, and we serve a higher purpose than he could ever grasp. My life finally has meaning. And now, we're going to relieve him of the burden of his miserable existence. You've done us all a great service, Charlie.
All right. No more messing around. Get me in touch with your Grand Poobah or whoever's in charge now.
Easy there, Charlie. I'm a woman of my word. Go to the basement of the fish market. It's nearby. You'll find an inn smelter there by the name of Maurice. Tell him I've sent you. You'll get your answers.
About time.
Finally, we have some evidence. The basement of the fish market. Let's see if Maurice can enlighten me on what the EOD is doing. Because if I've condemned George Cavendish to his doom, I want to know why. Well, this place is really dreamy. So let's have a look around. Easy, easy, hey. I've been set up. Kill him, A. Oh, Anna, I am going to fucking destroy you.
Hey, Mr. Reed.
Do I know you, buddy?
Not yet, but I know you. I also know you're looking for a particular lady. My name's Fred. You're looking for Professor Lowe, ain't that right? The scientist that ordered kidnapping. I think we can help each other.
How do you know? You know where she is?
Calm down, buddy. Helping each other is not the same as letting me just tell you everything.
It's not like I have options. I gotta find the scientist. Now, what's the price?
Believe me, I'll be glad to help you find her. But I need a little help first.
Yeah, I figured.
You've seen some of the city now, am I right? You remember what's coming? I went out of the order and the city before it hits. Trouble is, it's much easier to get into the order than to leave. With the slightest hint of it, you've signed your death warrant. I need somebody to get me out of the city on the quiet. And that's not an easy thing these days, my friend.
No idea how to help you with that.
Ain't you a detective? There are people in the city, smugglers, who know what to do. Find them. That's how you can help. See, I've heard whispers about ads in the newspaper. A new ad every week talking about Salvation Harbor. Maybe start there.
Alright, fine. I'll look into it. Your lead on the professor better be worth it.
I know where they've got her. I can get you there. You just find me a way out fast, and I might be too dead to be any use to you.
Great. So, I've survived an attempted hit. So now I know that... And what a surprise, she's gone. I feel really guilty about condemning George Cavendish, but still, poisoning innocent people is not something you can really tolerate. Oh well, never mind. I'm going to have to call it at that, and then we're going to go back to Robert Throckmorton and report my findings. Knowing full well that Anna Cavendish wants my head is a pretty good indicator now if I've got a suspect. So, I'm going to just say thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, or subscribe to the channel, Mickey J. Shanks. Any feedback, leave in the comments below, and we will continue onward for a different kind of hunt now. We're now hunting for the now disappeared Anna Cavendish, seeing as she and her EOD recruits want me dead now. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Laters.